Initiating moisture.
What a fucking year for anime. Welcome to the Moist Meter. We're looking at another anime, Vinland Saga. This is an Amazon exclusive one, and it absolutely slaps. It is, again, another great anime to finish off 2019. It's the story of a Viking on a quest for revenge, and he travels along with the man who kills his father, hoping to kill him at some point. And it's a lot deeper than that, but that's the gist of it. It is such a well-written show with perhaps one of the best villains in all of anime, and it could even be argued that the main villain isn't even a villain. So Askeladd is who I'm talking about, and he is just beautifully written, an incredible character. He's at some times your comical mustache twirling, I will behead you for the sake of entertainment, ha ha ha, kind of villain. But then other times they give him so much depth to give context to that side of him, and it's just really impressive what they've done with that character. Thor Finn is arguably the protagonist, but it's hard to say because I also could say Askeladd is the actual protagonist of the season. It's just a really great dynamic between Thor Finn and Askeladd, and I think both characters are really, really strong, especially Askeladd. The whole season, I was worried it would drag, but at no point does the season ever drag. There is a lot of action, but there's also a lot of just characters scheming, talking, you getting to know the characters, their environment, their time period, their morals, their ideals. It's a lot of actual character development and depth as opposed to just Vikings ripping tits off and slicing cock. It is a lot more than I expected. And I also want to point this out. This is the first anime I've ever seen where I never skipped the intro, at least in the first one. Survive Said the Prophet did the intro for the first part of the season, and it's such a banger. That song absolutely bangs. I never skipped it because it was so good. I didn't care for the second song they used in the second half, so I started skipping it then. But when they were using Survive Said the Prophet, I was fucking bumping my fist to that shit every time. It was just a really, really great show, and I really enjoyed it. The animation was top-notch. When there was a fight, it was really well animated. I didn't think at any point that it felt cheap. There wasn't any times where it was, a still image with a moving camera, like One Punch Man Season 2 or some shit. It really felt very full of passion, and like they wanted to come out here and make something memorable, and I think they absolutely did. I think Vinland Saga is one of the strongest of the season. It's hard for me to say if it's the best of the year, because I really, really like Dr. Stone, and the new Attack on Titan was great too. I don't know, it's just a really, really great show that I highly recommend. And this is one of those that I'd recommend to people that don't like anime. It has great gory action with actual cool choreography in it. It has great character development and writing across the board. Sometimes it has some really goofy anime tropes, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, and especially with how scarce they are in this. It's just really, really enjoyable. I have nothing but compliments for Vinland Saga. That being said, I don't think it's like the best show ever made, but it's definitely one of the best of this year. It is really enjoyable, so plugging Vinland Saga into the Moist Meter, I'm giving this bad boy a fat 90% again. The only reason I wouldn't give it a 95%, I'm going to go ahead and justify that, is because I can see why people would maybe lose interest in the historical aspect that they try and capture at some points. Because, again, a lot of it is like there's this priest who just likes to get drunk and talk about love. I can see some people getting very turned off by that. So I can definitely see some negatives some would have. I didn't have any personally, but looking at it through other perspectives, I can definitely see some parts of this dragging for some people. Because there is like 3 episodes of just straight walking across some terrain and characters talking about love and what it means to be a warrior. And to some people, that's not the most entertaining thing in the world. But I think it is an extremely strong show that I enjoyed from start to finish. And I kept waiting week by week to see what the next unveiling in the show was. There's also a character, Thor Kell, who has a lot of depth that you don't expect, because in the beginning he's just this giant fucking monster man that just seems devoid of all intelligence, but by the end of the season you see a lot of different sides of him, and he is a lot more than meets the eye. Great show. That's about it. So yeah.